The date is August 14th, 2026. Mason, Ohio. The Lindner Family Tennis Center is buzzing with anticipation. The Cincinnati Open, the final major tune-up before the U.S. Open, is about to begin. But something extraordinary is happening behind the scenes. Something that has never happened before. Something that has sent shockwaves through the tennis world. Bob Moran, the president of Beemok Sports and Entertainment and the man who oversees the Cincinnati Open, has personally extended an invitation to Alex Eala for a VIP dinner before she has even played a single match. Not a generic invitation, not a standard player function. A personal, exclusive dinner with the tournament's top brass, VIPs, and some of the biggest names in tennis. The news has spread like wildfire through the player lounges, the press rooms, and the corridors of the Lindner Family Tennis Center. Players are talking. Agents are calling. The tennis world is asking the same question. What is happening here? Why is the tournament president going out of his way to honor a 21-year-old who has yet to win a Grand Slam? And what does this mean for the Eala phenomenon? This is the story of that exclusive dinner invitation. This is the story of the moment the Cincinnati Open and the entire tennis establishment officially acknowledged the power of the Eala effect. This is the story of how a player from Quezon City became the biggest story in tennis, and how the tournament president knew he couldn't afford to ignore her. To understand why the Cincinnati Open president would personally invite Alex Eala to a VIP dinner, you have to understand the phenomenon she has become. Just a few months ago, Eala was a promising young player ranked outside the top 40. Today, she is the number 17 seed at one of the most prestigious WTA 1000 events on the calendar. She has climbed to a career-high number 20 in the world. She has won her first WTA Tour singles title in Washington, defeating world number 3 Jessica Pegula in the final. She has conquered Wimbledon's center court against Iga Swiatek. And she has become the biggest draw in women's tennis, perhaps in all of tennis. The numbers are staggering. In Toronto, Eala's first match sold out within hours. The tournament was forced to move her to center court because the demand was so overwhelming. She played in front of a sold-out center court 3 times in a row. Tournament director Carl Hale admitted, "We've never seen a player ranked outside the top 5 have this type of effect." Now, the Eala caravan has moved to Cincinnati, and the excitement is even greater. Eala is making her debut at the Cincinnati Open after withdrawing last year due to a shoulder injury. She is seeded number 17, the highest seeding of her career. She has a first-round bye, and the fans have already sold out her matches 2 days before they are even played. The Cincinnati Open has never seen anything like this, and Bob Moran, the president of the tournament, has taken notice. Before we dive into the dinner invitation, let's talk about the man behind it. Bob Moran is not just any tournament official. He is the president of Beemok Sports and Entertainment, the organization that owns and operates the Cincinnati Open. He oversees one of the most prestigious tennis tournaments in the world, a combined ATP Masters 1000 and WTA 1000 event that draws the biggest names in the sport. He is a veteran of the tennis industry, a man who has seen it all. He has hosted legends like Roger Federer, Serena Williams, and Rafael Nadal. He has managed the transition of the tournament through ownership changes and a massive $260 million campus overhaul. Moran is not easily impressed. He has been in the tennis business for decades. He has seen players come and go. He has seen hype fizzle out and stars fade away. But he has also seen something different in Alex Eala. He has seen a player who is not just winning matches, but captivating audiences. He has seen a player who is bringing thousands of new fans to the sport. He has seen a player who has turned a routine tournament into a cultural phenomenon. And so, Bob Moran did something unprecedented. He personally invited Alex Eala to a VIP dinner. Not as a courtesy, not as a formality, as a recognition. A recognition that Eala is not just a player. She is a movement, and he wanted to honor her before she even stepped onto the court. The invitation came through Eala's management team. It was delivered personally by a representative of the tournament president. The message was clear. Bob Moran wanted to host Alex Eala at a private VIP dinner before her Cincinnati Open campaign began. The dinner would include the tournament's top executives, select VIPs, and some of the biggest names in tennis. It was an invitation that most players would wait years to receive. It was an invitation that signaled the tournament's recognition of Eala's star power. The news spread quickly through the tennis world. Players in the locker room whispered about it. Agents called their clients to see if they had received similar invitations. The media began asking questions. Why Eala? Why now? What does this mean for the tournament? And what does this mean for the Eala phenomenon? The answer was simple. Eala had become the biggest draw in tennis. She had sold out stadiums in Toronto. She had turned the Lindner Family Tennis Center into a sea of Philippine flags. She had generated thousands of ticket sales, and the tournament knew it. Bob Moran understood that Eala was not just a player. She was an asset. She was a phenomenon, and he wanted to honor her before she even played a single match. Eala's response to the invitation was gracious. She accepted. She understood the significance of the moment. She knew that this was not just a dinner. It was a statement. A statement that the tennis establishment was taking notice. A statement that she had arrived. A statement that the Eala effect was real. The dinner took place on the evening of August 14, 2026, at the exclusive Cincinnati Open Sporting Club, a luxurious dining venue located within the Lindner Family Tennis Center. The restaurant, led by executive chef Andrew Alcid, offered elevated American cuisine in an upscale casual setting. It was the perfect venue for a night of celebration and recognition. Eala arrived dressed in elegant attire, accompanied by her coach Joan Bosch and members of her team. She was greeted personally by Bob Moran, who escorted her to a private dining room reserved for the evening's festivities. The room was filled with tournament executives, sponsors, VIPs, and some of the biggest names in tennis. The atmosphere was electric. Moran delivered a toast in honor of Eala. He spoke of her incredible rise, her historic achievements, and her impact on the sport. He acknowledged the thousands of Filipino fans who had traveled from across North America to support her. He praised her humility, her grace, and her determination. And he made a promise. The Cincinnati Open would always welcome Alex Eala with open arms. Eala was visibly moved. She thanked Moran and the tournament for the invitation. She spoke of her journey from the cracked courts of Quezon City to the bright lights of Cincinnati. She acknowledged the support of her family, her team, and her fans. And she made a promise of her own. She would give everything she had on the court to honor the trust that the tournament had placed in her. The dinner was a success. It was a night that would be remembered for years to come. It was a night that signaled the arrival of a new era in tennis. An era where the biggest stars are not just from the traditional powerhouses, but from countries that have never had tennis stars before. It was a night that proved the Eala effect was real. And it was a night that set the stage for the incredible journey that was about to unfold. So, why did Bob Moran invite Alex Eala to a VIP dinner? The answer is layered. First, there is the economic reason. Eala has become a ticket-selling machine. In Toronto, she generated upward of 5,000 ticket sales on her own. In Cincinnati, her matches sold out 2 days early. The tournament knows that Eala brings fans, and fans bring revenue. By honoring Eala, Moran was acknowledging her value to the tournament's bottom line. Second, there is the cultural reason. Eala has brought a new demographic to tennis. The Filipino community has embraced her like no other athlete. They have traveled from across North America to support her. They have filled stadiums, waved flags, and created an atmosphere that has electrified the sport. By honoring Eala, Moran was acknowledging the power of the Filipino community and the importance of diversity in tennis. Third, there is the strategic reason. Eala is the future of tennis. She is young, talented, and marketable. She is the type of player that tournaments want to build around. By extending a personal invitation, Moran was signaling to Eala and to the rest of the tennis world that the Cincinnati Open values her, that the tournament wants her to succeed, that the tournament will support her journey. Finally, there is the personal reason. Bob Moran is a tennis fan. He loves the sport. He respects the players. And he recognizes greatness when he sees it. Eala is not just a talented player. She is a special player. She has the ability to inspire millions. She has the ability to transcend the sport. And Moran wanted to honor that. The news of the VIP dinner invitation spread quickly through the tennis world. The reactions were divided. Some praised the tournament for recognizing Eala's star power. They argued that the dinner was a smart business move and a well-deserved honor for a player who had done so much for the sport. They pointed to Eala's incredible achievements, her WTA title, her Wimbledon run, her rise to number 20 in the world. They argued that she had earned the recognition. Others were critical. They argued that the dinner was premature. They pointed out that Eala had not yet won a Grand Slam. They argued that she was being honored before she had truly proven herself on the biggest stages. They questioned whether the tournament was prioritizing popularity over performance. They wondered if the dinner would create jealousy among other players. Eala herself did not engage with the criticism. She remained focused on her preparation. She understood that the dinner was an honor, but she also understood that her true test would be on the court. She was determined to prove that she deserved the recognition, not just with her popularity, but with her performance. She was determined to show the world that the Eala effect was not just about ticket sales. It was about talent. It was about heart. It was about winning. In her press conference before the tournament, Eala was asked about the VIP dinner. She responded with her characteristic grace and humility. She thanked Bob Moran and the Cincinnati Open for the invitation. She acknowledged the significance of the moment, but she also made it clear that her focus was on the court. "It's an incredible honor," Eala said. "I'm so grateful to Bob Moran and the entire Cincinnati Open team for this invitation. It means a lot to me and to my team. But I also know that the real work is on the court. I'm here to compete. I'm here to win. And I'm going to give everything I have to make the most of this opportunity." Eala's words were a masterclass in diplomacy. She acknowledged the honor without letting it distract her. She expressed gratitude without appearing entitled. She showed the world that she was not just a popular player. She was a focused player. She was a determined player. She was a champion in the making. The press conference was widely praised. Commentators noted that Eala had handled the situation with far more grace than many more experienced players. Fans celebrated her humility and composure, and the Cincinnati Open organizers were pleased with her response. The dinner had been a success, and the stage was set for an incredible tournament. The Cincinnati Open draw has been released, and Eala's path is challenging. As the number 17 seed, she received a first-round bye and will begin her campaign in the second round against either Magda Linette or Elena Gabriela Ruse. Both opponents have beaten her before. Eala is 0-1 against Ruse, having lost in the 2024 U.S. Open qualifiers. If she advances, her potential path to the final is brutal. She could face 9th seed Amanda Anisimova in the third round. She could face Wimbledon champion Linda Noskova or Clara Tauson in the fourth round. She could face a rematch with Jessica Pegula or Sorana Cîrstea in the quarterfinals. She could face Iga Swiatek, Elena Rybakina, or Belinda Bencic in the semifinals. And she could face Aryna Sabalenka or Coco Gauff in the final. But Eala has already proven that she can beat the best. She defeated Pegula in Washington. She conquered Swiatek at Wimbledon. She's 7-2 against the top 10 in 2026. She's not afraid of anyone, and she's not going to back down. The VIP dinner was a recognition of her star power, but the tournament will be a test of her talent, and Eala is ready for the challenge. The VIP dinner invitation from Bob Moran is more than just a gesture. It is a sign of a changing tennis landscape. It is a sign that the sport is becoming more global, more diverse, and more inclusive. It is a sign that players from countries that have never had tennis stars before are finally getting the recognition they deserve. Alex Eala represents that change. She represents hope. She represents resilience. She represents the belief that no dream is too big, no obstacle too great, no challenge too difficult to overcome. For decades, the Philippines has been overlooked on the world stage. Its people have been told that they are too small, too poor, too insignificant to compete with the giants of the world. But Alex Eala is changing that narrative. She is showing the world that Filipinos can compete on the global stage, that Filipinos can succeed, that Filipinos can be champions. Bob Moran understood that. He understood that Eala is not just a tennis player. She is a movement. And by inviting her to a VIP dinner, he was acknowledging the power of that movement. He was signaling to the world that the Cincinnati Open recognizes and values the Eala effect. He was making a statement that the future of tennis is global and that the future is here. The tennis world is watching. The fans are believing. And Alex Eala is just getting started. From the cracked courts of Quezon City to the sold-out stadiums of Toronto. From the VIP dinners of Cincinnati to the bright lights of the U.S. Open. Her journey has defied every expectation. This is not the end. This is only the beginning.